That's how you do that. Oh, welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the Colonel and the Kid podcast, everyone out there. Hello from TV land. I don't know why I said that. I sound ridiculous now. Yeah, this is the Colonel and the Kid podcast. This is a podcast. I guess you know it's a podcast when I'm talking about it because you're listening to it or watching it. That's weird. I keep saying that. Anyway, this is the Colonel and the Kid podcast. I am the host, Greg Heitmann, and I have Garrett Heitmann and
Hello.
AJ Heitmann as guests today. This is a very special edition. This is not a chapter in the memoir, which is dedicated to the Colonel, Lieutenant Colonel Edwin P. Hagen Jr., my maternal grandfather. Well, Garrett's maternal grandfather also.
Not mine.
No, not yours. That's
It's interesting. Is it his paternal great-grandfather or would be? I don't know. I guess, right?
Yeah. I don't want to get into that because it's confusing and I'll look stupid if I start talking about it and not knowing what I'm saying on the
I'm not
podcast.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, let's not talk about it's. You can just call him Grandpa Hagen. That's what I did, or Grandpa, even though for you it's a great grandpa, AJ. So
Yeah.
anyway, so this is a special edition. This is not. I'm not going to read a chapter. The next chapter coming up will be chapter 22, which is the Yogi Berra article. AJ, do you know who Yogi Berra is, perchance?
There's like a camp named after him here, so.
No.
No, I don't know about
That's
that.
Yogi Bear.
It's the same thing.
Yogi Berra. It's an actual person, a human being.
What did you do?
Not hey boo boo.
I know. Well, you'll have to listen to the podcast and find out now, won't you? Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's called the tease for if you ever go into the media. I guess you're in the media now because you're part of this podcast. So
Look
We're
at
all-
me. Look
yeah.
at me. I am the media now.
we're media moguls.
Got the thumbs down.
We're potential billionaires in the media business.
I think so.
Anyway, so this is a special edition. This is an irregular one-off, or well, it's not one-off because we kind of done some other ones similar to this before. It's an off
3 off.
so far. Oh, anyway, we're here to talk. I mean, ultimately, we want to talk about the picks for the upcoming games this weekend, but I wanted to talk first about what's happened in the past, in the playoffs so far, because we haven't talked playoffs until now, because you guys have very busy schedules, and I'm retired,
Nope.
so I am very super busy now. So it's hard to get together. But things have happened. I wanted to discuss them, and I think I sent you a little agenda, didn't I? I don't know if you looked at it. Maybe you didn't even care to look at it, but
I glanced at it. Yes.
yeah. So you got the gist.
I can wing it.
So the first thing I want to talk about, let's go back. Let's talk about the NCAA College Football Championship first, because I have some comments on that. And then
I do too. Yeah.
And then we'll get into the pros after that. We'll recap some of the pro playoff before, but let's talk about college first. I don't know. Does somebody prefer to kick off the discussion, or do you want me to just talk first?
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I wanted to talk about Fernie, as I call him.
Fernando
Mendoza. And just, I don't know if I mentioned on the podcast before. I think maybe I did talk about him, that I thought he was pretty darn tough when he got against Ohio State in the Big Ten. I started to say Big Ten. I think, oh, I'm saying that wrong, but still Big Ten, even though they have 45,000 teams involved in that.
Right. Yeah, the Big Ten.
But anyway, he got decked on the first offensive play for Indiana. I thought, oh my God, he's going to be knocked out of the game. It's going to be a disaster. But then he came back in. He missed one play and then came back right back in. So, figured he's pretty tough. But I want to talk about his. First of all, when he got the cheap shot on his chin strap.
Gosh.
And I thought, okay, they didn't call a penalty on that, but that was targeting, because he hit him with the crown of his helmet and he launched into him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's reviewable by their
Mhm.
officials upstairs. It doesn't have to be called on the field, and they never did it. So, what I thought what I thought Indiana should do is they should run some plays. I don't know if you remember some of the trap
Gotta let my
plays.
cat in.
Okay, sure. Well, they used to have trap plays and certain plays where you could just, you know, you pull a guard and they disappear, so they come across, and then you just totally deck
Yeah.
them with the different directions, or
Yeah.
run some jet sweep type blindside block where they let him come across unblocked, but then
So that same guy.
you hit him in the at the line of scrimmage, you can hit people anywhere as long as they're at the line of scrimmage, and just lay that guy out that did that to him.
Yeah.
Say, "Oh yeah, you want to play dirty? We're gonna just cheap shot, legal cheap
Yeah.
shot on real plays until you get the message, or they cart you off."
Yeah. Yeah, that play, to AJ's credit, he saw it right away. I didn't see the cheap shot immediately. He was freaking out, like, guy hit him." Yeah. He was.
Started crying.
Yeah, crying. "Ah." But, um, on the replays, there's no way that guy thought Mendoza had the ball still even. So not only was it a complete crown of the helmet to the chin, his unprotected chin, it was completely cheap shot because it was well after he handed the ball off, and you could see very clearly he wasn't carrying out an elaborate fake or anything like that. He did a little mini fake after the handoff, but yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, it's one thing. I guess to me, it's like if you're faked out and you tackle him, but
Yeah.
if you launch into him, you
Yep.
know, literally just put your head down. You're not even trying to tackle him. You don't have your arms to pretend even you're wrapping him up. You just like,
Mhm.
headbutt him. So I was pretty upset by that, thinking this is
Fixed.
like it's fixed.
Yeah.
This is the way they're going to call this game, and they did. I thought they did a terrible job calling the game. They let
Yeah, oh my gosh,
they let
yeah.
so much pass interference from
Yeah,
Miami go just constantly. Then
constant.
finally they called a few here and there, but it was just so bad most of the time.
Well, back to that hit, couple things. I hate the targeting rule in the NCAA just in general because these kids, I mean, they're professional athletes now, but I'm thinking more at SDSC's level and lower where it gets called, where they're not making $1 million a year. They're playing, 12 to 15 games a year or whatever total, and you're kicking them out for a full game for a penalty when a lot of them are very, very questionable. And they're obviously not dirty, not bad intentions, where it's bang, bang. A receiver catches the ball, puts his head down right as the guy's making a tackle, and they happen to crash helmets, and the defender gets kicked out of the game. Or if an offensive player puts his head down and you know, they hit helmets, the defensive guy gets kicked out of the game. So I just have a problem with that in general. But going back to that play specifically, if you're going to have the rule where you can review it, like you said, then why didn't that get stopped? Because you do this all the time on the defense. The second point of it is, like you said, it's so dirty, and it kind of changed the outcome of the game as it was, but it could have completely changed it if Mendoza gets knocked out of the game, because Indiana does not win that game without Mendoza at quarterback. And you allowed that hit to happen where it could have changed the entirety of the season right there. But like we had talked about right after the game, they settled for a field goal on that drive, and the game was a lot closer than probably what it should have been because of that. So anyway,
Staying with Mendoza, I just want to say, I think he's not going to do good in the NFL.
sigh.
Okay, we're recording this, so this
Yeah.
Yeah, right, I know.
He's
Yeah.
going to the Raiders, and they have good talent, but they don't have an offensive line. And Mendoza has always had good talent around him. And I just don't think he has it in him. I like him, but he's just not that good.
Wow.
okay. Well, I mean, you probably you are on the side of the odds because
Ah,
for
sorry.
a number one a number one
Okay.
draft quarterback, the odds of them failing are probably greater than them succeeding because I mean, it depends on what you call success also, but
Mhm.
like the last time the Raiders had the number one draft pick, they picked a guy by You remember? I don't know if you remember
I remember Jamarcus
Jamarcus
Russell.
Russell, this guy that was
Yeah.
just this big fat quarterback from LSU, and he was so terrible. And there was a great story about him. Jamarcus Russell, they sent home, like, this is back in the days of the video cassette tapes. They sent that home with him to watch to to help instruct him and learn what, how to play the offense, and it was blank. So then they asked him, "Oh, did you watch that tape last night?" And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, I was watching and seeing how the safeties were blitzing." So he was just
Making it up.
lying that he had watched it, but it was just a blank tape. They were just checking to see if he was a liar, and he was.
Yeah.
And he was out of the league after 1 year, I think, basically.
Yeah. The big difference, well, I'm thinking there's a lot of differences between Mendoza and Jamarcus Russell, but Mendoza seems like he's a hard worker, and he's kind of like, not to bring McCarthy into this or anything like that, but Mendoza has something about him where he's a leader and people are just drawn to him like a magnet, where I think he's going to he's going to lead the Raiders to a turnaround.
Yeah.
And
Well,
with
he's super
AJ,
smart. That's
yeah,
the big
he's
difference.
really
I mean,
smart. Yeah.
he is like,
Yeah.
I think we have no appreciation of how smart he is, basically. Just hearing him talk, listening to him after the post-game interview, he's just so hyped up. He just talks so fast and stuff, just like screaming at the microphone. And I don't know. That's, it's not like the professional quarterback where he's just laid back. So yeah, defense
Yeah.
really carried us, blah, 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 whatever. But
Say the check the boxes.
Yeah, he's got all the talent like McCarthy, but I don't think he has the skill in the NFL.
My goodness.
I'm just saying, like, yeah, he has the intangibles, but I don't know.
It's good to have AJ on this podcast to have the contrarian wrong view on everything. So
No, just you wait. Just you wait.
I mean, I accept your point that you can have your own evaluation criteria that you think that's based on your. How many years have you been watching football now?
I don't know, like
it's 5 or 6, right?
So
maybe longer.
I mean, you're closer to his age than I am, so maybe you can see different things differently. But that's okay. I mean, I'm rooting for him. I like him overall as just that.
Too, but he's just not that good.
I don't what you see.
Yeah.
What do you
made
see?
Some good passes.
Yeah, I mean, did you ever see
the receivers are making all of the plays? He's not making he makes a few good plays. He's kind of like Caleb Williams in a way, but like
oh my god,
wow,
yeah, he'll make a few good plays, but then he'll just go under 50% in the NFL and go 7-9.
He had in the 2 games leading up to the national championship, he had 5 incompletions and 8 touchdown passes.
Well, I just
5 incompletions.
That's I don't. How many passes did he throw? He went over
a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like he had 10 passes. Or he didn't have the Sam Darnold playoff jumping ahead.
Right? Yeah.
17 throws.
My caveat with Mendoza in the NFL is they don't have a head coach yet, and it's a lot of his success is going to hinge on what type of coach they hire. Rumor that I've heard, my people tell me whispers or reading on X, I don't know. That sounds like Clint Kubiak might be the favorite there right now. And if they get him, who I think is a great offensive mind, great quarterback, type whisperer, I think then big things will happen. If they hire defensive minded, that's gonna be a huge mistake. So
yeah,
we'll see.
I have heard that too, that it was Kubiak. Yeah, and then I mean, Kubiak's got the pedigree. I mean, with his dad and just his experience now too. I think that'd be a perfect match. I would think, but
he was the Vikings OC for a while, and I really liked him when he was the OC there. And yeah, wouldn't mind him calling plays right now for us.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I guess I am. I look at the weirdness of the NFL, and they have Tom Brady involved in that organization where he's a minority owner, And I swear he's white, but I don't know. He's still non-immigrated.
Well, DEI nowadays.
But I'd be curious to see how much I would love to be a fly on the wall, listen to the conversations they have with Tom Brady talking about, I mean, just evaluating Mendoza to say,
Mhm.
if
What
that's
he
the guy.
sees. Yeah. Well, Cindy, my wife, AJ's mom, she just is in love with Mendoza. She like retweets, reposts everything that he puts, anything about him on X, and she watched his games. She just followed him. I think she'll be a mini Raiders fan. I texted a Raiders fan friend of mine from the Coast Guard, and I told him, I think if you guys draft Mendoza and get the right coach, they can become a secondary favorite team of mine, because I think they're going to be fun to watch because they have a ton of uh, salary cap space. They'll go after some big free agents this year, improve the offensive line that AJ was talking about. So I think they can make some changes.
If I was the Raiders owner, I'm going out and getting Mac Jones, trading my first overall pick,
My God,
and improving the offensive line. They have a better shot that way than winning.
trading
Mendoza won't be able to throw if he has no protection. Mac Jones can do just the same as Mendoza
Oh my
with
God.
good pass protection.
They have Geno Smith. They can put Mendoza on the bench this year. That's what I would, if I was running that organization, that's what I would do.
Let him sit a year.
Let him sit a year and let let the offensive line, then you have another year to draft and build something and let Geno Smith just take the beating. I mean, you've already paid him. I mean, what are you going to do with Geno Smith? Cut
I
him?
AJ is talking about Mac Jones, and not to go back to the Vikings, but that's where my NFL centric fandom is. There's so many Vikings fans wanting to trade for Mac Jones, and I'm just like, what are people watching? I know he had a couple good games with the 49ers, but why are we pretending that this guy is suddenly like a good quarterback? And maybe he can be, but I would not. If I was running a franchise, I'm not gonna bet my career on Mac Jones leading me right now after what he's done so far.
I guess to me we're in too deep now. I mean, you just got to go. You got to go number 9 for this next year and just say, okay, we're gonna
Oh yeah, for the Vikes, yeah.
He's leading us to a Super Bowl, by the way, next year.
next year.
Next year,
This
I don't
season,
know.
next season.
I
I
mean,
don't know about that, but
Yeah.
I hope.
yeah, I'm not going to bet any money on it. That's for sure. Yeah, speaking of a Raiders fan, yeah, that's that's my deep consideration for on my new team.
Yeah,
So
that's good. They're close to you, kinda. Yeah.
yeah, it's just regional. Because I just I just can't take all the bad news that comes out of Minnesota constantly. It's like, oh my God, this is an embarrassment to the country now.
What's going on? What are you talking about?
I don't know. They have strict fishing laws they have. They have these just unbelievable license requirements and dates where you can't even go fishing. I think they require life jacket when you go ice fishing.
You know what we should do? You and we should go there and protest
Yeah.
that.
Bring me
We're
to.
here to protesting ice fishing laws.
Yeah, I don't understand what the big why are you so hard on ice fishing?
Yeah. Weird.
There'll be problems with catfishing. Oh, yeah. So anyway, Raiders. You get myself a little high-rise condo in downtown Vegas.
Hey, I'll come visit you. The thing about the Raiders too, it's fun. AJ he's not old enough. I mean, most people aren't old enough probably that are alive now to remember the Raiders. Like the old school, man, people love to hate the Raiders, and they were a fun franchise though to have as a
Yeah.
face of the NFL. Kind of the Cowboys here and the Raiders over here, the bad boys. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, it was, that guy, Al Davis was just
Al
this
Davis,
rebel.
yeah.
He was an outlaw. He hated the organization and the man. He hated the NFL, sued the NFL all the time.
Yeah.
Just like
The rules and
Yep.
just yeah.
So and they have the awesome colors and logo and I don't know, there's a lot of
Traditions, just very
a lot
cool.
of ghetto association with them, though. That's the problem.
I just told Cindy the other day that I said if and when the Vikings play in Las Vegas, we should probably try to go to a game because that would be really fun. Nice stadium, fan friendly because usually the crowd's bigger for the visitors, so
Yep.
maybe not anymore.
Yeah, if they turn it around, it might be. Yeah, they'll gouge you for the tickets. Probably that'd be the.
Yeah.
7-9 is not turning it around.
Wow.
Well, compared to what they were this year, it is.
It'd be a huge step forward. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mendoza hater.
I like him, but he's just not gonna be good, you know?
He's just terrible at football. He should be like a counselor at high school or something.
Well, he should retire from football and go into. If he wants to make money, he should probably use his business degree from Cal and go into the stock market,
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Goldman Sachs or something.
Just lastly about Mendoza, the thing about him, and I won't pound it to death because they've already done that nationally, but his story is storybook. It's almost like fake, it seems like, with the passed over, just the grinder bounce, trying to walk on basically and work your way up and then go undefeated your last year.
16
There
and
was a
0
reason he was passed over.
because they were racist against him.
Yeah.
I mean,
Cuban.
no. What other reason
Well,
was
he
it?
was
They're not racist. He's just like they see what Mendoza wouldn't have won if he was on any other team. Like the only reason why he won is because he had a good coach and a great team around him.
How did he
Best
get
defense and best
how did-
receivers.
How did he get to Indiana though? Like they got that team. How did he become the quarterback there?
I don't know. Got passed around, you know.
Why didn't Carson Beck go there?
Yeah.
Signed with Miami for more money. Any quarterback could have won with
Yeah.
the
Oh my
team.
gosh.
You're sort of
Wow.
making the point here that I bet Miami's payroll on their college team, that sounds so weird to even say those
Yeah.
words. I mean, I bet it dwarfs Indiana's payroll. I maybe I wouldn't bet on that because I know that I saw Mark Cuban in the pregame. I never heard what he was saying, but he was being interviewed because,
He gave a lot of money.
yeah.
I heard him just say something about he wrote a check. It was the first time he's written a check for Indiana sports, I think, ever.
Really?
Was because he liked what Signetti was doing and he liked the turnaround, but he liked what they stood for too. It wasn't just like it's not just anyone he's taking on the team. They're good guys and kind of trying to get it's more of a team concept instead of just a bunch of superstars. Like they were proud of the 2-star athletes that they had, not the 5-star athletes, and
Yeah.
making it team.
Well, that's what's crazy about this too, is that with Signetti, that he came from James Madison, all these, all of it, not all of them, but a bunch of his players that came from James Madison flourished at the top level versus under the FCS, banner too. It's like, how does that happen? I mean,
Well, yeah, I think what you're seeing, like, well, AJ and I see it, weekly with the Jackrabbits. There's good players at FCS level. They just for whatever reason they don't get the eyes on them. But then they have a big year, and then all of a sudden everyone wants them, and then the transfer portal is kind of killing the level that we watch. And I don't know.
well, that's like that Wildy. That's
Yeah,
I mean, that's crazy. I mean, it's
no one wants him, but he's one of the best receivers in the country, honestly. Now,
we were talking about. I talk football a lot because when I go to supper, Catalina's boyfriend, he's a big Raiders
boy.
fan. So, but talking about how just talk football in general and like these wide receivers, especially the wide receivers in that diva position where you have like AJ Brown. I'm trying to go through these receivers that are just so
Toxic.
Jordan Addison.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Jordan Addison.
Jordan Addison. Yeah, I think maybe that was what came up too. It's like, did you see Jordan Addison got arrested? And it's like, oh yeah, of course, But like AJ Brown and even what's his name from Cowboys?
Oh,
George Pickens.
yeah, and
Oh, the other
Des
guy.
Bryant.
Well, current Cowboy. What's the other one?
Des Bryant, yeah.
Not
Why did I
George
say Des
Pickens.
Bryant? Yeah, the other guy, CD Lamb.
CeeDee
Oh
Lamb.
yeah.
He just dropped the ball. I mean, he just had dropping the ball all this time this last season.
Yeah, he's terrible. Yeah.
But and just you look at those guys, and then I was saying, but you take Adam Thielen as your example. It's like played at Mankato and undrafted free agent, and is basically like he was a superstar for multiple years in the league.
Yep.
So
yeah. Well, talk about Jordan Addison specifically. This is why, and Jordan, if you're listening, I'm sorry, I cut you, man. If or trade him. I mean, and apparently there's some trade interest in him. It sounds like it. Please, God, get rid of Jordan Addison because he may be one of the most talented physically receivers in the league. He probably is. But I just think there's something to that where if you don't work and you're not part of the team and you think you're better, for numerous reasons, you're not good on a team sport. And I think they would flourish if they got rid of someone like him. I think he's crazy. I mean, I just looking at him and what he's done so far, you can't. You have to babysit him. The thing in Europe, not even. That's my biggest concern. His 3 arrests so far are super concerning, even though the charges got dropped most recently. How many times has he not been arrested and gotten away with stuff? But then when they're in Europe, where he just disappeared from the team for 24 hours and they had no idea where he was. That's probably the most concerning thing of all. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's not
If you get rid of Addison too, that makes room for Ty Felton, and I'm just telling you, he's a superstar. Like, diamond in the rough.
Okay. I hope you're
he's
right.
elite.
I hope he's right too.
Yeah.
He's fast. He's definitely fast.
He might be better than Justin Jefferson if you give him a shot.
Okay.
Your optimism is, I love that. I love that upside. That's
I'm gonna text your mom, AJ, and have her go and see what you're drinking in there because I'm concerned.
Gatorade. Sponsored.
Okay. Gatorade. Drink
Makes you crazy.
You'll become delusional. At least you could be drinking purple Gatorade in this case for the Vikings.
Ew. Oh,
he doesn't like it. That's my favorite.
sticky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I drink Powerade. The lesser class.
Purple. I drink purple Powerade. The purple Powerade. If I can get a sponsor from them, whatever it's called, Zero Powerade Zero or something like that. The purple. That is good stuff.
So
have you
I like
had
the
that?
blue one.
Tastes like Dimetapp.
Exactly. It's like a less syrupy Dimetapp, and it is like addictive. Not that I condone drinking Dimetapp, but it's good.
Okay, let's wrap this up with the college talk because we're already almost half hour. And I did want to say that I think I texted you or emailed you the story about Carson Beck. In Carson Beck, I call him the doctor of college because he received his doctorate of college. I assume at Miami, graduating with honors.
Yeah.
Apparently, he hadn't gone to class in 2 years or whatever it was since he graduated.
It's like I graduated 2 years ago, dude.
It's like, oh yeah. So yeah, do you have class tomorrow? Or are you gonna class?
Yeah. What's that? Yeah.
Yeah.
What a life.
$4 million though he made. That's a pretty good college career if you can get it. That's only one of his years, I guess.
Yeah. Well, yeah. For last year, you made $4 million plus all whatever perks come along with it.
Yeah. Paid. I mean, I think he's still paying installments on his tattoos he's got on all his body, but he's made a big dent in the debt that he accrued for that. So
he's another guy that I would not want on. That's the opposite of Mendoza for a quarterback there. I feel like just questionable intelligence and decision making and just.
So you're saying the Raiders are going to draft him number 1?
Yeah, and the switcheroo, they surprise everyone. They might.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the thing with that type of guy, it's like maybe maybe that's the type of guy you need for NFL football. Someone who's not smart. It's not for
Yeah.
well, maybe I don't want brain damage. Nope, give me brain damage. I'm going for it.
Someone I can just tell what to do and they're going to blindly follow no matter what. Don't think.
Might be better than Mendoza.
I'm gonna mute you, I think. No. Okay. We wrap that up. All right, let's talk about the previous playoff games. Let's go back. Let's go in the way back machine. You know.
I was thinking that same thing. I was like, AJ shakes his head.
Or we can go with the Black Street. What we're gonna do right now is
Way back.
way back. So I wanted to go back, particularly talking about the Bears at Green Bay. And
Ugh.
no, too painful. Well,
Two of my least favorite teams playing each other.
Yeah.
they couldn't both lose somehow in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But they, I guess that I don't know, that game, when you're up, what was it, 21-3 at halftime and later 21-6 still in the third quarter, and then you blow that game. What does that tell you about your team? Or is it completely fixed? And I say that because the NFL put that as their primary game. That was the game that they were trying to. No, I take that back. I shouldn't say that because it was the Bears Rams game. That was their premier game for the weekend because of Bears fans, because there's a lot of Bears fans. It's like,
yeah, weirdly.
if Dallas is America's team, then probably Pittsburgh, I would say. And then you start dropping to Green Bay and Bears just because of the history, because the Bears and Green Bay have been around the longest. It's all about money, let's just say. That's why it's confusing to me. It's like, why would the Bears, does the NFL want Packers to win? Because they're like the fairy book story with the fairy tale with owned by the people. No one
It's
owner.
so dumb.
So zesty. It's just, I'm a owner. I make
So
decisions.
dumb.
Yeah,
Zero say literally as an owner.
You get zero investment return.
Genius on their part.
Yeah, it
They'll
is.
sell you this piece of paper worth nothing for hundreds of dollars. Okay.
I'll take it. Give me 10.
The Bears, yeah, that was the featured game though, because that week it was Saturday night, right? Saturday primetime game, Bears Green Bay. Yeah, I don't know. I think that they're trying to, for whatever reason, to steal a term from the youth, glaze Caleb Williams. They really want him to be something that he's not, and they're trying to make him the feature, one of the featured faces of the NFL for whatever reason. That play, not meaning to jump games, but that play where it tied the game last week against the Rams, where he just ran straight backwards. They're making that seem like it was this great play. But I'm like, okay, so you made a 1 in 100 shot to terrible defense, right? Like we talked about offline. But that's a terrible play by your quarterback. Your instinct is to run 25 yards backwards on a fourth down play and just throw it up and hope that the defense
he
is
didn't
terrible.
really have to do that either. He could have rolled to the left or right.
Right, yeah.
He's not that good. He throws an interception later in the overtime, right, to lose. And they blame it on the receiver somehow. And I don't know, it's just then they glaze that one play still, even though he ends up losing the.
Well, that was the receiver's fault. I think everyone that reviewed that, or well, not everyone, but all the receivers that chimed in on it said, yeah, the receivers got to make the adjustment because the safety's deeper there. So you got to flatten your route and be closer to the quarterback and not have him. A quarterback can make that throw. That's what they were saying. That's what I heard. but it's got to be so precise, and the receiver can't give up on the route because he didn't think he was getting the ball. He started letting up, running.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, the ball's coming. Oh, but
it's still a bad throw, and
yeah,
they could have just won with a field goal. They
no,
did
it's
not know. They did not need to
bad
go
play
that.
call. I would blame the coach because why don't you run the ball? You got these two of the best running backs in the leagues left in the playoffs anyway, and you're trying to get a 25-yard gain. Run the ball.
For no reason. It wasn't third down either, was it?
I don't think so.
Third down. I think it was first down actually on that one. I think they had just gained a few yards, and I don't remember clearly, but
I think Caleb could have checked it down, but he wanted to play hero, and
Mhm.
he's not intelligent at all.
Well, and then the rest of the game too. That wasn't even his first interception. The first series he had an interception, then he had another terrible interception. And just the thing with him, he can make some plays. He's very athletic and he's got a big arm, but you watch a simple 10-yard out and he's missing the receiver by 12 yards over his head, and just terrible non-competitive throws constantly throughout the game. I think it was his completion percentage around 45% for that game. It was under 50. So
Yeah,
that's terrible.
well,
from
I
the
think
NFL.
that's a secondary topic because Stafford was in that game. That Stafford was he 50%?
I don't know.
I think the weather was so bad there
That might be it. Yeah.
but I don't know. But Stafford may have a finger injury too. That
AJ and I were laughing about that constantly. That first game that they just brought that finger injury up just randomly a lot. Well, since the
Every
finger,
incomplete pass.
and they didn't even know at the time where we think he hurt his finger here.
Well, was that ever confirmed? I mean, he hit it. I mean, obviously he hit something. He or somebody's hand. I think it was. I didn't even know which.
But I don't know if they ever said it was actually injured even after the game. I think that after the game or the next day they said everything was negative and he's fine.
Yeah, it was. I guess that was really funny. That was the Carolina game, right? When because he had one of the best throws you could ever imagine to Puka later after supposedly injured.
They just ignore that. The announcers. That's why AJ and I were laughing because they're like he made some great throws later. Like so on the bad throws his fingers bothered him, but then the other 65% of the plays it's fine or whatever.
So I guess that's the thing that I wanted to talk about too that I've harped upon. Just get your take on it too, and see what you guys think about the stadiums and playing outdoors and winter weather. I hate that.
I like it.
I would never. I don't want to go to games like that. I want to be comfortable and just like sit there and enjoy it. If I ever go to a game again, which I don't know if I ever will because it's so expensive and inconvenient, and then you can't see the other games going on unless you watch them on your phone. I guess we'll try to watch the other game, but I don't know. I don't. I think it's unfair to teams and unfair to the athletes, especially when you have these terrible fields that are just people slipping and falling.
Yeah.
Who wants to see that? Who wants to see a game lost by somebody that got bad traction on a wet field? It's like, no, I want to see good defense and a good offense.
You want the best team to win. You want the team that deserves it to win. Yeah, I get both sides in a way, but I fall on Greg's side too because it is fun to watch a snow game in a way on TV. But I am 100% with you. As a fan, I don't want to go sit in below freezing weather, and I don't want like if it were the Vikings and they lost because their running back slipped and fell on a 2-yard plunge, but he slipped in the backfield and they fumbled the ball or whatever. That would be terrible. And the NFL is so precisely controlled on everything. You would think they'd want to control the weather, so to speak, and have a domed stadium or indoor stadium just to be guaranteed control over the game.
Well, I kind of like the weather because it's like it's an uncontrolled factor, right? And it affects both teams, and you just have to adapt. And if you're going to a game, it kind of sucks, but just bring a coat.
Bring your coat.
Yeah, but if you're, I guess it's. I mean, do you like the what do you like about the weather factor? You like people to not play to their top ability because it's cold. Their hands are cold, so they don't catch the ball as well, or they're slipping because the turf is wet. I mean, it could be fake turf too. So, I mean, it's not like it's just like in Chicago where they have real grass, but the grass has been dead since October because guess what? Wintertime comes and grass doesn't grow anymore. Or you go out to Arizona and they have those, or even Vegas, I think, where they have those big, huge trays
Yeah,
outside,
slide it in.
and then it's so they just get torn up and people are slipping and falling on those. It's just like pathetic.
Yeah,
I
well,
saw.
turf is like a different issue. Turf is like, that's bad. They should fix the turf, but that's not weather. That's just bad turf.
I thought I saw something where the NFL by like 2030 or by maybe it's a little before then, they're going to like stadiums can have one of 3 different turfs, and maybe I'm just making this up, and maybe I dreamed this, but I thought they were all going to be standardized to the same turf type.
Artificial?
Yeah, artificial.
All artificial. Yeah, I think they should just go to all artificial. And to me, there shouldn't be an option. It should be all the same thing, and it should be really thick to slow the game down so you
a little bit,
lessen the
yeah.
collision force of people.
Yeah, safety wise, and I think it makes it a little bit easier to officiate, honestly, too, because it's slowed down just a touch.
And then also maybe if it's maybe this really cushy grass that people's heads when they're getting knocked down, they smash their head down. It's not as concussed.
One thing, and I mentioned this to AJ before the game too, when they're making such a big deal about the Chicago weather against the Rams. They always talk about, oh, Rams come from California. You're not used to this weather playing out in the below zero or whatever it was. I think it was above zero. You can't tell me that the Bears players like playing in that just because they happen to be drafted by Chicago or signed for free agent. There, a lot of them are from Florida and Texas and stuff. They don't love playing in that. I don't think it's a huge advantage for the home team necessarily. But maybe I'm wrong on that. But that's always struck me funny that somehow they're like bred for cold weather. It's like, no, they're not.
To me, I would say it's a level of intelligence. Like if it's cold out, you don't you don't have to like it. I mean, you just deal. You can deal, especially if you're getting paid. You're going to deal with it. You're going to have to deal with it and just do your best. But doesn't mean you have to like it.
Yeah. Yep. Deal with it. Put your mind somewhere else. Think of something warm. I hate the cold, so I live in the wrong place, man.
Yeah, I hear you. It's I think it was, I don't know what it is. I think it was 33. All this blizzard they were talking about, the big storm and stuff has failed down here. Weather.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I'm glad. A little little bit of snow in the grassy areas, but the streets are all clear.
Yeah, it's nice.
No shoveling or anything. Like perfect.
Jealous. It's freezing here. It was minus 14 yesterday, air temperature. I think the coldest wind chill we hit was minus 50 though, something like that. Pretty bad.
No, thank you. You can keep that up there. All right, let's move on. Let's see what if. Oh, yeah, I want to talk about the other game too. The 49ers at Eagles. Just wanted to mention that one real quick because I mean, I got that game wrong. I picked the Eagles for some reason. 49ers having to go to Philadelphia and play there. And I just look at that in hindsight, say, why did I pick the Eagles? Because they were in total disarray all year. And suddenly I thought, oh yeah, the playoffs will come. They'll fix everything and be just fine. My God, that organization's shot, I think.
I agree. They're in complete shambles right now, but I picked the 49ers. Got that week I had a good week. AJ was perfect that week.
Yeah, I went perfect. It's like nothing wrong.
But I can see where you're thinking. That was a tough game for me because, well, yeah, it is a home game. Philadelphia's tough to play at. And it seems like even when they shouldn't win games, somehow in the playoffs, the Eagles pull games out. Somehow they win. And they almost won that game anyway, but luckily their dysfunctionality prevailed because I hate the Eagles, so I was happy with
I do
that.
too.
They would have won, but AJ Brown just isn't. He's a cancer.
He is, yeah.
it's so weird because I thought there was a lot of criticism for the coach going down and yelling at him after he had missed that one pass.
It's
I'm running down the
hilarious.
sideline just to I assume he was yelling at him. I think it got heated between them because, he dropped that pass. I
Yeah.
mean, and then later he
Yeah,
dropped
easy.
an easier pass across the middle, just like it was. I mean, his hand, he got to get his hands above his head, so he's probably worried about getting hit. But they're
Gets a
gonna
lot
hit
of
you
money.
anyway.
Yeah.
But Dallas Goedert had 2 touchdowns, so
Yeah, I was kinda had mixed feelings about that because it's good to see a Jackrabbit he had a good year. He's
yeah,
not a young fella either.
they stayed healthy finally.
Mhm. For the most part, yeah, I think he missed a game maybe, but pretty good
Well,
year.
the funny thing is, I'm kind of quick to blame that Hurts, Jalen Hurts, on that as quarterback, but so many times I've seen him put the ball exactly where he needs to throw the ball, and those guys will drop it, and it's
Yeah.
just pathetic. But I think that I don't know if you guys have, I know this probably bugs you. I'm gonna say it anyway. I don't know if you ever watched his Sprite commercial. I know you have a hang up because I point out commercials. Have you ever seen this commercial where he's advertising Sprite?
Probably.
And he just sounds so dumb. Just when he's trying to talk.
Yeah.
If you've ever heard him interviewed or anything like that, he just
Yeah.
sounds like he's
He's
just.
not a dynamic speaker, that's for sure. We'll say that.
And he was one of those guys. I don't think they ever got invited to the White House
I know.
when they won, because I think he was, complaining about, bad mouthing Trump or whatever.
Hates Trump so much, yeah.
And I think that divides. I mean, obviously divides the country, but divide your locker room. You can't have that sort of division. It's like
Yeah.
whoever's president, doesn't matter who you are. It's an honor to go there, just, stand there and absorb it or whatever you want to do. And so I think that people get, your own teammates get pissed off when that stuff starts being
Yeah.
said publicly.
Eminently, yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that came out after the season is that the locker room, like players, don't really like him,
Yeah.
and part of the reason is because they feel like he gets favored by the coaches undeservedly, and I think there's a lot of that where he's just not a likable person to his teammates, for whatever reason. The anti-Mendoza, if you will. The Carson Beck.
Yeah. So anyway, I think we're all all of us are in agreement on that, except for AJ again, who's
But what?
Love hurts.
yeah.
I'm
You're
just
a big Jalen Hurts fan. You got his jersey in your
No.
closet there. No.
No.
Yeah.
However, I will say that he kind of does remind me of McCarthy because his receivers drop a lot of good passes, and then people like you, Greg, will blame McCarthy for him.
I just literally said that I was saying that Jalen Hurts, as much as I like to blame him, throws a nice pass. A lot of times those guys just dropping him left and right. It's like,
Yeah, because he's not white, and so you're fine of Jalen Hurts, but because McCarthy's white.
okay, we're all in disagreement on that comment. I'm just gonna sit here for a second and think. I'm gonna think about my white supremacy.
We all hate the Eagles. We can agree on that.
Yeah. Yep. They have a song. I think it's called "Die Eagles Die" when they score a
They
touchdown.
played after touchdowns. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard that before.
So that's my favorite song. Do you guys know any of the words to the Vikings fight song?
Yeah, we heard that when we went to the game this year after school Vikings.
That's what I can get that part. That was just
We're gonna win.
I don't know.
Score.
Skull Vikings skull within. I don't know. They put the words on the board.
So
and
you
we're
sing
clapping along.
along then.
Yeah.
Oh, you just
I don't know. It makes sense when you see it, but yeah, off the top of my head, no.
do you know do you remember Groton's words
Mhm.
to Groton's?
Fight on for Groton High.
That's as far as I can get.
We're all here. We're here to cheer.
Oh.
Something like that.
You get your
it's funny, as a kid, I did not realize that was it took me, like, I don't know, till, like, 7th grade or so to realize that all the local fight songs were college fight songs. Even though, like, Sisseton's was the Minnesota Rouser.
Yeah.
That was odd. Why do they have why are they cheering for Minnesota? Sisseton. Oh, well.
Do you remember, I guess that's I was gonna say the Siston band they always played the Jackrabbits songs.
Da 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 da. I remember them doing that.
No, they play, um, the Yellow and the Blue, and
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't remember that.
I just remember that. It's like
I do remember Sisseton's band where the instructor always played with them. He had the little weird trumpet thingy. I don't know if you remember that.
I don't remember.
Weird memories that you're sparking here.
Yeah.
Cornet, I believe it's called. Something like that, where the little goes up. Trumpet that goes up.
Okay. Okay, Dizzy Gillespie. Or Satchmo. Louis Armstrong.
Funny thing about Louis Armstrong, this is a tangent here.
AJ, AJ sitting there's like looking around like, oh my god,
So Louis Armstrong, my vision of him when I was little, and you'd hear him like Wonderful World, or you'd see him, was he's a great big obese guy, like big fat guy.
He's not.
No, well, by today's standards, no, he's like normal size. I saw a video of him just recently. Like, God, he'd fit right in now. But back then, he was like a huge guy. At least in my memory, maybe that's just me as a little kid thinking he was huge.
Well, that's like
his cheeks went up.
His cheeks got so, puffed.
Yeah, maybe that was what made me think he was fat. He's completely normal.
But also, I think that he was a black guy from New Orleans, so fat's domino. So I think
and he's not really that fat either.
Not really, but he's more like a chubby checker.
Fat's for the time, domino. Chubby for the time. Chubby Checker's still alive, I believe, right? I think so. I don't know. Greg and I, for the podcast listeners, like to play a game. Is he dead?
Or is that Domino's dead? I'm pretty sure Fats Domino's dead.
I think he's dead.
He survived Hurricane Katrina because I think they had to rescue him.
Caught in it, yeah.
Yeah, but then he died later, not because of the hurricane. Well, maybe because of the hurricane. Maybe it was
trauma.
Yeah,
trauma related
sadness from the New Orleans.
It's a fun game though.
Yeah,
sad game.
So, where are we? I think we've talked about a lot of stuff, but now we got to go to last week's games. Let's start with the Texans at Patriots. Who'd you guys pick? Patriots?
I picked the Patriots.
I think I picked the Texans.
I picked the Texans.
Dumb.
I thought that defense is so good. There's no way CJ Stroud can have a terrible game like he did last week.
He said, "Watch this."
Yeah. Hold my beer.
Wow. Well, the good news about that is that the 9 meme seems to be dead. And now they're putting CJ Stroud there for the representative of bad play in any sport now.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
Gosh, that looked fixed. He was so bad. One of his interceptions was not his fault. It went right off the receiver's hands, but the other 3 were terrible.
The pick 6 was as bad as Brosmer. That was a Brosmer type play.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but
Brosmer's staying.
Brosmer underhanded it.
But falling down.
CJ Stroud just he was kind of getting tackled, so he just threw it straight up in the air.
Yeah.
Not right to somebody like Brosmer did. I don't know. That
was that pick 6 right before half too? Like a little bit before half?
Yeah. No,
I don't remember.
I might be confusing with Josh Allen's fumble. I know that was right before half. But yeah, different game.
He's never gonna win a Super Bowl, by the way.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Josh Allen?
Not with the Bills anyway.
Yeah, I declared that too. I just said this is not going to happen for him because that was, no matter what anybody says about that terrible call, I think, do we all agree that was one of the worst calls the NFL has ever seen?
All time. All time, yeah.
That should have been a reception. down by contact. Bills kick a winning field goal from that spot the next play, and that game is over in overtime right
and they
there.
probably go to the Super Bowl, or there's a good chance they go to the Super Bowl anyway.
Yeah. Oh, at least we have a great game where AFC championship.
Something to look forward to,
Yeah, that the rematch or the tiebreaker for the best of 3 for that AFC East.
Franchises,
But Josh Allen's terrible turnovers. I mean, other than that was interception, obviously, but it wasn't his. That was the worst. But his fumble before half and then coming out and fumbling again, those are just unacceptable. I mean, I like him. I mean, he's from my conference, my Mountain West Conference out here with Wyoming and the Lobos and stuff. And no, I feel sorry for him. And I agree. I don't think he'll ever win. I think he's just, I don't know, too much baggage. Can't do it.
Yeah, and after he sobbed after the post game, the locker room won't respect him anymore. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I felt
I don't know.
I felt that was too much too. He should have been able to
compose himself.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it in the fact that you have that much emotion that you are that you want to win that bad, that it's just so devastating. But I think for him, and I guess I didn't realize that was going to cost the coach the game. I think he knew that. I think he knew that his coach is probably, I bet, friends with him because they're not that far apart in age, I don't think.
Right. Well, that's a different topic, but yeah, that firing your coach after that game, when the owner says in the post conference that the refs screwed them in that game. So your coach just took you to another AFC championship. How many AFC championships has that been? I know they haven't made the Super Bowl, but he's been there 9 seasons. That would have been their third or fourth?
Yeah.
And I don't know. And I'm not saying McDermott's a great coach, but I don't feel like that. I don't feel like the season was on him, especially when you hear now afterwards that McDermott was asking for a trade for a receiver, and he's saying that the roster just wasn't built for winning like he wanted it, and the GM keeps his job. And I happen to agree with the coach. I think their roster is terrible. They did not have playmakers on that team at all.
Okay.
Gotta let another cat in.
Well, the other thing too that about Josh Allen in that situation, I heard that he was consulted about who they got for a receiver, and he wanted Keon Coleman. Keon Coleman was terrible. He was just totally absent for most of the season. I think he didn't have a good game in that first playoff game or something, maybe. I don't know if he had a couple catches.
I don't know. I just know that he's getting a lot of hate. Did you see that press conference, or did you hear about the press conference the owner had?
I heard
afterwards?
It was crazy, ridiculous. I never saw highlights or anything of it, but I just heard it was. So it was
he just threw that Keon Coleman under the bus completely, just completely trashed him, and they're blaming he wanted to draft him, and he's terrible. And then it comes out that the GM is on video where the GM is saying, "Oh, I'm glad that Keon Coleman ran a little bit slower in the 40 at the combine." He's like, "That means he's gonna fall, and we can pick him up in the draft." And the GM's all excited because they think they have a shot at him. It's like, oh, you're just lying now.
Yeah, but that whole organization, and that just got me so off guard that they fired him. But supposedly, I had heard this on I listened to the NFL station on Sirius, and those guys were saying that that Sean McDermott called the beat reporter for the Bills when he was on the plane and was just trashing the officiating, just going off on him. So he knew he was going to be gone anyway, because as a coach, if you
can't find him,
it's but that situation is just all out terrible. And then the radio guys were saying, well, here's a little clue for you. When you build a big brand new stadium, guess what? They need a spark. So they need hope for the fans to fill those seats. So guess what? That
new coach,
new coach, new hope.
Well, I don't know how you don't fire the GM though at that point too.
They gave him more power.
Yeah, it's crazy. But going back to that call, So I agree 100%. It's funny hearing people on talk shows and on X and stuff arguing the other side, because it's like 75% of people think 100% that was a catch and he was down. But the people that say it was the correct call are so 100% adamant that that was the correct call. And like, what are you looking at exactly? Because he's got the ball. He's on his back. The guy's touching him. That's a completion 100%. But regardless, before that non-interference call that would have won the game on who is it from who they play it? Denver. They had just tied it up, and Buffalo was trying to go down and kick a winning field goal, right? And they did not call that interference on Denver's defensive back on a long pass play and a long third.
Brandon Cooks, I think, was
the
receiver.
Yep. Yeah, it would have been a touchdown or out at like the 5-yard line or 20-yard line, whatever it was. That would have ended the game probably in regulation too. And then to come down and call interference on Buffalo in overtime that puts them in field goal range. Oh,
well, that whole thing, and this is what destroys my little conspiracy theories too, is because wouldn't the NFL want Buffalo to win that game and be this Cinderella story to come back, fight through all these terrible personnel problems they've been having, and finally Patrick Mahomes isn't there, Lamar Jackson's not there, and they have this path to the NFL, to the Super Bowl and all this stuff, and then it doesn't happen, but then I quickly reverse myself and say, how did Bo Nix break his ankle? There's nothing to indicate that he was, unless he's like a man of glass suddenly, then just like, oh, I was wrong and my ankle broke because I don't know how to walk correct. I mean, there's just nothing there.
I think that the narrative from fixing games for the story and for viewership has gone away, because it's to the point where people are going to watch no matter who's playing in the championship game or in the playoffs. People are going to tune in. It doesn't matter. Honestly, there might be a million or so difference, but does the NFL care about 44 million or 45 million or 46 million? Like that range of who's going to tune into the AFC Championship. It's not going to be like 8 million versus 50 million. It's about, I think, I 100% think that there's fixing going on. And again, it's not scripted like pro wrestling or anything. I think it's tilted, where officials swallow the whistle or make the calls, tilting the game one way or the other. And I think it has to do with betting and the money coming in on one team or the other. And Vegas needs to make money, and or whoever's controlling the scripting are making money on it.
The NFL's partners with these guys now for the betting.
Exactly. And they're making a lot of money from that betting.
There's no credibility that this is competitive. This is like wrestling now to me.
It really is. I think I mentioned it on the podcast before that I was amazed going to the game, because I haven't been to an NFL game since I went with you in Houston years and years and years ago. But when AJ and I went to the game this year, well, the whole family went, but AJ and I were there. The thing again, the precision of the NFL and everything is a show. Everything is so tightly controlled. They're like 15 minutes until this, and boom, 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 and I know it's introductions and all that stuff, but from the timeouts to what they want the game over at this time. They don't want the game to go too long. It's got to be over. Blah blah blah. And wasn't that AFC game too? Wasn't that before? I don't think they wanted that to go to 2 overtimes, right? Because wasn't that before the NFC Championship game? And now it was starting to bleed into when the game was supposed to kick off, and they have to delay that. That might have factored in.
Well, let's be real. The Bills should have won that game at the end of regulation. He could have scored a touchdown to, who was it, like Knox or something?
Yeah.
Wide open. And
Josh Allen. Yeah, that's what I said too. He missed the wide open tight end to win the game. Not like a little open. Nobody within 10 yards of him, either side, for easy touchdown. And he threw it probably 5 yards over the guy's head.
Yeah.
It's like reminiscent of when they played the Bills played the Eagles for the winning
They should have won the game,
conversion.
and yep, they should have won the game there too. Yeah. Well, maybe we're onto something there with maybe Josh Allen is maybe not as good as everyone thinks or whatever. I mean, but maybe he's great too because the team was so bad around him. Maybe they should have never won that many games. Like if he wasn't quarterback, it's so hard because maybe there's so much on him that he's gonna miss a pass like that. I don't know what the answer is, but
Does he wear number 9?
oh my god,
I think he wears 13. I'm not
that's
sure.
it's funny. You could tell me something like that, and I can picture it. I think it's 13 also. That's where my mind went, was 13. But when you said 9, I could see it.
Are you Googling it?
Our research assistant is looking that up right now.
17.
17.
Wow. Oh my god. I would have lost that game show.
I was convinced it was 9. So what number does Mendoza wear?
He's 15.
That's what I say.
Yep.
Okay, we agree on that. I'm gonna check
must
it.
I'm
be
gonna
right.
Google it though.
You know,
Could
look
be
it
Your
up.
60.
sweatshirt.
No,
Your
no.
sweatshirt is that Indiana, in honor of Indiana this week, or is that just
I guess it
coincidence?
could be. It's not red. This is more like a
Maroonish, I guess.
maroon burgundy or something.
Yeah.
It goes with the hat. So
What doesn't?
that's what I've told myself anyway. So, all right, I think we've broken it down completely, and we are right. NFL's wrong, and I told Angela and everybody that this is my last year. I'm getting the Red Zone NFL ticket, whatever it's called now.
Don't lie to yourself.
Yeah,
It's a good product.
I may accidentally forget to cancel it. We'll see.
The thing about I'm guilty, and I openly admit this, is that I love hate the NFL because I love the product. It is fun to watch. AJ and I watch so many games, and he's always laughing at me because I'm falling asleep on these Sunday night and Monday night games, and he's staying up to watch them. And I missed so many great games this year because I was tired. They know what they're doing. They put a good product out there, and they know how to space things out with the draft and free agency, and then mini camp, and they keep you entertained throughout the year. So it's like a soap opera for men.
Right.
It is.
So I think they're changing their formula though, so you don't have to buy. You can buy it monthly. I think coming up, I believe.
I don't know. You should be able to just pick your team and watch that. That would be really nice. AJ and I are lucky we can watch the Vikings every week here without the red zone.
That's the thing too. I like watching the red zone more than anything.
Yeah.
Especially when the Vikings are no good. It's like,
okay, well, we're pretty good.
Okay. I know.
I'll be the first to admit I get a post NFL post football depression. Like college football ended, it's kind of like, oh man. And then NFL I know is coming to an end. We only have 2 games this week, and then we have to wait 2 weeks and 1 game left. It's kind of now what?
Then you go. It's like I think I was just counting on my fingers earlier today. Earlier today, I was like, how many months it is? It's like 7 months without.
Yeah. It's terrible.
Well, I mean, it's not. It's really 6 because unless you start counting the game, I was saying real games.
Yeah.
7 months till real games. It's like, oh my god.
I've gotten to the point where I almost despise preseason just because it's like such a tease. It doesn't matter. You really can't watch it.
I like watching Smith Hilton, so.
I wish they would go to 18-game season. They're talking more about that and getting rid of it.
Say that?
Yeah, he said it's inevitable, basically. And it makes sense. You could push it back, and then the Super Bowl will be on a 3-day weekend automatically, and that'd be just awesome. Next year, Super Bowl's on Valentine's Day, so just know that in advance. If you have big romantic plans. AJ.
Sure.
No.
Oh, AJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's go on. Let's move it along. Well, let me see. Let me check my notes here.
Okay.
49ers at Seahawks. That was worthless.
Stupid game.
I will say, I put on here the officiating, and then I said, guess what? We've already moved on from the travesty. You don't hear, I mean, but Wednesday or Thursday after that happened, that was it. It was not an issue
Yeah.
anymore. I mean, that byline for any news, sports news or anything, that was over. Don't even think about that, people. We're on.
Well, let that be a lesson in life, is that if you do something stupid or you get in trouble publicly, just pretend it didn't happen and everyone forgets in a few days. Yeah, people might be talking about it. It's just like politics, like, oh, I'm so mad about this. Give it a month and everyone will have forgotten about it. And the next thing will be moved along, and our attention span is very short.
Thing about that was that they're only reason it came up on some of the discussion on the NFL network was that, yeah, that got a coach fired call. That's the
Yeah.
call, fired that coach.
Yeah. It's just crazy. It's funny just watching the people that think it was a catch, though. And it's like, well, this is the NFL said it, and they showed this example from a Bills game from a couple years ago where it wasn't a catch. I don't know if you saw that. It's like it's completely different. It's just a complete, because they're saying he didn't survive the ground. That's the big argument for the catch. For it wasn't a catch. It's like he didn't survive the ground, but he had control of it.
Simultaneous possession, so that goes to the
was
receiver.
down.
Yeah.
That's the thing. He was down.
Well, that's the other thing I was gonna say too. I'm glad you revived it, because the show I listened to, it was they had Mike Perea come on, talk about it. He come on there. Well, obviously it was it was not a catch, it was an interception. If you just look at it, it's like, what are you talking about? You have a vast minority of people that think that was a clean catch.
Well, you're gonna get me on a rant here, because those, between the officials, experts they have, Dean Blandino and Mike Pereira, is that his name?
Yeah.
And between them,
Gene Steratore,
all these networks having rules officials in the booth with them now, and then sideline reporters, they're so unnecessary. All of those things can just go. Stop paying those people, because the rules officials will just toe the line. Very infrequently they'll say, "Ooh, I disagree with that." But yeah, they were saying it at the game or whatever. Yep, that's obviously the NFL's right, 100%. Yep, NFL, never wrong.
But meanwhile, the announcers though are like, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, and they don't even review the play, and they're supposed to review it.
That's it. Yeah.
Yes, that's an interesting point too you brought up, because McDermott called timeout to see if they could extend time so they could at least maybe look at it again, possibly.
It was a turnover. It should have been reviewed. Those reviews, sometimes the most obvious call will take a minute and a half or whatever to review. Nope, not this one. Just put the ball down. Go.
Yeah, it's like, did he step out at the 3-yard line or 3.25-yard line?
Far, yeah.
15 minutes later, it was called on the field correctly.
Yeah, did the game official ever go over to the booth actually and look at it? Because aren't they supposed to actually on the field go? They're supposed to look at it, right?
I think they said, I thought I had heard that they took 45 seconds before that's the amount of time that was looked at. Oh, he wasn't going to review it anyway. Everything was coming from the booth. He wasn't going to be on field reviewing it. That's part of it. But they looked at it for 45 seconds, which is, I mean, that's like, get up there and you're going to run the next play, or the offense is out there and defense is already on the field, so you're going to run the next play. That's why they call timeout. It's like, can't you look at it a little longer and just double check, make sure? I don't know.
Question for you that I haven't heard asked. If that game is in Buffalo, does that call get overturned? Is it just how much does that being in Denver have to do with that call going that way, where they were afraid of whatever, they're trying to appease the home crowd.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that.
They're humans. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well, maybe. I mean, if I was the NFL, I would have. I don't know. If I was the NFL, I would say we're ruining. But they didn't have the 2020 foresight to know that Bo Nix was going to break his ankle. Because now it's even worse. Now you have an AFC Championship game that's really tainted. I mean,
yeah.
second string quarterback, and everyone.
Stidham.
That's all you hear about is Stidham's great. Oh man, they're going to be ready to go. It's like
If that game's not a 21-point blowout or more, it's fixed.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that right now.
All this stuff. Sean Payton.
Oh,
He brought him in right away. It was his first movie. They paid him $7 million as a backup.
I was going to say something about him that I know you're trying to extend the olive branch to Sean Payton. I can barely fathom looking at that guy. I every time they show him, just his little duck face, pursed lips. Dare I say can I say douchebag on this podcast? I just can't stand that man. And then I showed AJ, I had the recirculated last week on X, all of the calls in that NFC Championship game against the Saints, all of the calls that were against the Vikings. And I forget, I go a little bit of time without remembering, and then it's just, my blood just boils watching those where first downs were given to the Saints when they shouldn't have had them, fumbles overturned that should not have been overturned. It is just crazy how fixed that game was. And anyone ever argues about the NFL not being fixed, I don't know how you could go back to the 2009 championship game and look at that and say, yep, it looks good to me. Everything's perfect.
You're leading me to my comment about my failed prediction about the Vikings being able to win the Super Bowl. But now I think I might have to extend it because all the stuff that's going on up there. They had another person killed. But today, was it today? Earlier today? I mean, beyond the woman that was killed, now they had another guy that was killed. So, but I thought that the St. George Floyd would be the award Minnesota Vikings would get, a Super Bowl victory. But
God, I hate Minnesota so much, and it's just sad that all my teams that I cheer for are from there. Well, two of the teams I cheer for, because I could care less about NBA.
Go Nuggets.
AJ's a Nuggets fan. Kind of in your area.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great White Hope, yeah. But anyway, yeah, I just hate everything about everything right now. The leadership, quote unquote leadership there.
I feel like, that my conclusion was that New Orleans got that Super Bowl because it was paid off as a empathy for that whole city that's never recovered. They're still not recovered from, they lost half their population to the hurricane problems, and people's like, I'm not,
it's a crime-ridden heck hole there.
Yeah.
That's poop hole there, man.
So
dirty city.
I feel bad. I mean, I feel bad for the Vikings fans that we don't get. And I think the Wilf family's been a good ownership group.
Yeah.
Although I will complain that they are absentee owners because they don't even live there. So I mean, if you're not in the city where you own, I think that's a huge step backwards and a disrespect for the community because you don't have the pulse of what's going on there. So if I was the NFL, I would say that if you own a team, you have to live in the metro area. You don't have to live in Minneapolis. You could live in the suburbs, but I don't know.
Did you see that thing though too about the Wilfs? Not specifically about the Wilfs, but speaking of absentee ownerism, where Kellen Mond posted on his LinkedIn about Zimmer. Kellen Mond was a draft pick. Was he third or fourth round draft pick by the Vikings as quarterback from out A&M? And he went on and talked about the organization, how I think it was fourth round draft pick, when he got drafted, Mike Zimmer got up from the draft and left. He was so mad because he didn't want them to draft him. And he got up and left. And he coached for 1 year, and he said, oh, my God, when he heard that, he's like, ooh, this is going to be uncomfortable or whatever, go in there. And Mike Zimmer never spoke to him one time in the season that he was there. A quarterback draftee, like, never spoke to the head coach out of 53 people on the roster. And he started a game, right? He got thrown into a game where people were hurt and stuff. And he said he posted on LinkedIn. They were like, who thought LinkedIn was going to break stuff about the NFL? Talked about he's talking about leadership and stuff, and he said, "Oh man, this organization is terrible," and he said it's going to fail. And then of course Zimmer got fired, and then he said it goes further. You know, both the GM and the head coach got fired, and the GM came and addressed the team when he got fired, and said, you know, best of luck to you guys. We tried our best. Appreciate all the hard work you put in. Blah blah blah. He actually talked to the team, even though he got fired. Zimmer just left town, never said a word to the team, and just he goes,
I hated Zimmer.
Zimmer's
he's a douchebag. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. It's just ownership, and they're saying that and then he also said how the GM and head coach did not speak to each other that whole season either. And for the ownership to not have any kind of idea, and they're apparently blindsided by the relationship, and that should have been addressed, you know, with that stuff going on. If the owner's there coming into the building every day, because I think there's some teams, you know, sometimes the owner's a little bit too meddling, but the owner could even be in the building every day or at least weekly to see what's going on.
Yeah, I would think. Yeah, I mean, to me, that if you're the owner, that you would be there at least during the week sometime, and then at the game, and then after the game, you go to the locker room as the owner, and you say, even if you lose, you say, "Good effort, men. I'm very proud to be the owner of this team, and you guys are doing great." You're there as a leader,
bring people together. Yeah,
and just even as a figurehead, you're not doing anything. You're not telling them, "Oh, yeah, you need to be your cuts need to be crisper. You need to get out of that."
Yeah.
It's like you're just saying, you're pumping them up, and you're a billionaire, so that the people in that room can look at you and see a real billionaire and say,
a
"Man,
winner." Yeah,
I want to be like that guy," or whatever. Where I feel like, you know, that if something happens in the future, that guy's going to help me out. If I have fallen hard times, that he will remember me and help me, or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, I
It's
guess
a
I'm too
weird
naive.
dynamic. Yeah,
Too naive.
weird dynamic.
But again, going back to the new stadium in Buffalo, I don't know about that one. I assume that they got taxpayer funding on that, and
I think so. Yeah,
that just irks me to no end that these guys, the citizens of those communities, are paying for these buildings, billions of dollars, and that
they get held hostage, right? They get held hostage, or we're gonna lose the team.
Yeah. Like Chicago Bears are being threatened to say, "We're going to move the team to Indiana."
I hope they do. My God, I hope they do, because I think it's hilarious. Just because I hate them so much. And you know, there is an argument, in a way, that they have, that it does bring money into the city and stuff, and the city does benefit from it. But the owner could pay for the building and charge the cities. You know, there could be a two-way street there, where the owner could just own the building, and when there's a concert or whatever, they can make a lot more money and earn some of that investment back that way. But
Well, that's what they were talking about. I don't know if we talked about this. I'd heard them, and I'd never even thought about this. This never even crossed my mind. But when Indianapolis built the dome there, and they got all the Big Ten championships, and then it was around that time when Soldier Field was being rehabilitated, and they didn't put a dome on it, so they missed out on even having the chance to have the championship.
What a place to have it, right, in Chicago.
Yeah. I mean, the heart
kind of central. Yeah,
and so they're going to build their new stadium in Chicago whenever that's built.
It's a dome, man.
It's going to be a dome.
Yep.
So
yeah, well, the Chiefs too, right? Chiefs
too. Yep.
They're moving to Kansas, right? And they're going to build a dome. I know people are mad about that. People are mad about that.
It's still in Kansas City. It's Kansas City, Kansas now, right?
Yeah, and it's like same city, right? Yeah. Taxes, though, I guess.
I don't know. I guess maybe I'm just jealous. That's why I have this love-hate relationship with the NFL. Jealous of the way they make the money. It's like a printing press for money for them.
Yeah. Well, you know what we need to do? Start a couple daycares. You in New Mexico, me in South Dakota. make a few $1 billion from our daycare centers. That and home health. We'll do a multiple levels here: home health and daycares, and we'll make a few billion, and we buy a team.
Yeah, buy a team,
Easy
or
peasy.
I mean, maybe we can get an expansion team somehow.
Yeah, build it in Utah.
I wonder if I can call it the Redskins.
Utah Redskins. I like it. From Sunburn.
Okay, we've hit the hour 25 mark somehow with all our brilliance. So I had a music update I wanted to share with everyone real quick, or I wanted to get this on record. Well, last night we went to Albuquerque to go to an escape room.
Oh yeah, nice.
And we were driving down there, and the radio DJ said something. He was like, I didn't catch it right away. But he said that the most played song on the radio ever was Journey's "Don't Stop Believin'." And then I said, ironically, I don't believe that.
As soon as you said Journey, I'm like, I could see that. Yeah, it's a pretty popular song.
But the irony is, I didn't believe the statement.
Yeah, I get it.
Nice story.
Question for you though on the escape room: who all went? Was it just you and Angela, or did you have like a group?
No, it was a big group. I'm involved in this really weird system. I don't know, relationship thing with, because Angela has stepkids because she was married before, and then her ex-husband had kids. So it was one of her stepkids' kids' birthday. So it's her totally non-related grandchild. So
I see.
So that's why we went.
And you all did the escape room together, like a big, huge group?
It was them four and us four. Me, Angela, Stev, and Catalina.
Did you escape?
So we went there, and we solved it in almost record time. It was almost record.
No, you didn't.
Yeah,
That's been pretty easy.
somehow we managed to skip a bunch of steps, and and we solved it. And they were like, "We don't know how you got there, but." And we had one hint though too, and they said the record, we solved it with 22 minutes remaining, and the record was 25 minutes remaining and without a hint. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah,
was that your first escape room that you did when we did it together?
Yeah, yep.
We're big fans. I don't know if we've done one since. Oh, we did it in Minneapolis. That's right, at the mall. But we do like them. Alex doesn't like them so much. 3 of us in the family really, really like them.
Yeah, I don't know if I like them. It feels like a lot of pressure to try to.
It is, yeah.
So
I like that though. You're not gonna die, so it's okay. Just embarrassing.
People think I'm stupid. That's.
I always end up screamed at.
You always think that?
Shut up, AJ!
Oh, in the escape room?
Yeah.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah. They don't let me do anything. They just let me sit there and.
It's not true at all.
AJ and I have the same position. It's like, okay, when you get in real trouble, then you come to me. I'll just be quiet over here until you need help.
It's a terrible attitude in an escape room.
No, I don't know if I did anything actually, truthfully. It's like,
it's hard though, because you have to be able to work. It's hard to know what to focus on, right? Because you're just there like, what do I do? And then you have to have some initiative to we do it. It's all just 4 of us, or when you were there 5. Do we all do the same thing, or do you split up and try to like solve things separately because you don't know what order to go in? It's chaotic.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, so we had 8 people, and you have 2 young kids, like a 12-year-old and a 8-year-old or whatever they are. So I mean,
yeah, that's helpful.
Wow.
No, an 8-year-old, come on, in an escape room.
Yeah,
8-year-old.
It's like toddler level though. They got it in like 22 minutes. So
that's true. It's probably like one of those things where you have to like put the shapes in like triangle.
no, it's like, can you hold up the 2 fingers? Yeah, you're out. No.
22 minutes to spare. It took him 38 minutes to do it.
We're doing this the whole time. I'm holding up 2 fingers. Come on.
Hint.
Yeah, that was my biggest contribution. I said, everyone, let's get a hint on this one. All right? We got the hint.
Sure.
Anyway, it was okay. I don't know. I'll see if I can get the picture of our victory group, because everyone was holding up a little, because you could pick a sign that they take your picture, and I said MIT was my fallback. I was holding a little.
your safe school, MIT. So AJ, Cindy, and I, we did our first escape room together because it was like at Alex's birthday party, and her friends went and did theirs, and we failed at it. Just the 3 of us. That was the first one we'd ever done, and we didn't know what we were doing. We asked the one that was open. It was a really hard one. It was like the hardest level one too, and we did pretty well. They said we were like one thing from escaping, so we're like, oh, that was kind of fun, but we failed. But I think I think we've been successful in every one, right? Since then.
Yep.
But we've never done. I think we've always been right around with 10 minutes or less. I mean, we've never just crushed it like that.
I don't know how hard this one was on the scale. I don't know how they rate them. Is it just like a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the hardest? And I don't even know.
I think I think there's a number, but they usually say easy or medium, and then there's very difficult, where they put a percentage of like people that escape, and the one that we tried is only like 8% escape or something like that. Yeah, so I felt better about that. Usually the ones we're doing are right around like 40% escape or something like that. So kind of medium to hard.
It is weird. It's almost like you need to have, I mean, especially if you have little kids, like that's really, because you want them to be involved, but
yeah.
But you almost have to have a pre-meeting. You should have a meeting before to say, okay, so we're going to do how things are going to be, because I don't know. I felt like we were very disorganized, and we just lucked out. I don't know how it happened. It was just luck. I
know there was one that we did where there was a slide where AJ and Alex both. I was glad they were there because it was a slide from the room you were in down into another room where you had to go do something. And those 2 just went down. We just sent the 2 kids down, and they did the puzzle down there, and then they escaped, and like somehow that opened another door that let them back into our room somehow. That was a really cool room. I thought
that was cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. But that's when it's good to have kids, because I was like, I don't really want to slide down that slide. Probably, how'd you break your leg, Garrett? Escape room.
That'd be a great story. There's Nazis in there.
2 died. 2 from our party.
Anyway, all right. You know, it's time for
picks.
Time to make your picks. Yep.
All right.
Who wants?
My iPad's about to die, by the way.
I see you're blurry. It's weird. Do you have go get your charger or whatever?
I did, but it's at 2%.
Get my charger. Get mine out of it's in my backpack.
All right.
Okay. So we'll wait. I'll wait. That's what AJ's teachers say when kids are being bad. They don't yell or anything. I'm like, I'll wait. Someone's knocking. Should I let them in? Might be a cat.
Just here by myself. Do the podcast as usual. It's really
Apparently, I'm going crazy too, so there's no one.
Yeah, it's really kind of boring tonight because there's no football game. So
I know. Oh, I didn't even tell you. So I'm in our little theater room here, and our projector went out last Friday, and it's still out. So one of the big reasons I have it is for football games, right? And so we missed all of the games last week, and we're not going to be able to see the championship games this weekend here. It's just, I know, first world problem for sure, right? But
you have to order a new one or what?
I don't know. The guy that our guy's working on it, and it's like, of course, it was just past warranty apparently, but he's going to try to say that the install date was within the warranty, not when we bought it actually. And more to come, so we'll see. It just
That's what she said.
oh my god.
I don't know. I have to delete this whole podcast.
So anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like me watching the game. My TV just quit. It's like this little circle.
Oh yeah, right at the
God, it's like
crucial time too. What game was that? Oh, that was the Indiana game, right? That was the championship.
Was it? Yeah, I think it was. And I put it up. I got up on my phone. My phone was working, so I was watching my phone. Then I went out of it on YouTube. You just hit the back button.
Yeah.
Get back into it. Then it came up, but then it was behind. So trying to figure out how to get up to speed. Oh,
I have
mixed
feelings. I love YouTube TV, and we cut ties. We cut the cord, so to speak, because I had Midco forever, which was the local cable company here, and so we had that, and then I don't know why we switched to YouTube TV, and then I completely cut Midco. Oh, it's because the Twins games went online. Then you were able to see them on Fubo or whatever it was. Oh, through MLB. That's what it was.
Yeah.
You could get that directly on there. But I'm always a little bit hesitant because your internet goes down. You're just completely without anything. Then it's like, what do you do? I don't know.
I have rabbit ear. Well, I have a smaller TV with rabbit ears, and I have an antenna on the roof too. I can hook that up to my TV just as backup. So
that's good. Get the networks at least.
Yeah, as for emergency. Otherwise, I'd go mental.
That's mental. Is that mental?
Is that mental? Yes.
Yeah, I will send you some. I think I found
pictures?
one of my. I know I have at least one of my comics that I had when I was in college.
Sigh?
No, just single panel. I found two of them that I had scanned in. So, one of them AJ won't understand at all, but the other one he might think is funny. I doubt it. He's got no sense of humor. Oh, he's right there. I'm sorry.
Is AJ, is he super blurry to you right now?
Yeah, he's been blurry the whole time for me. I don't know. I'm hoping that.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's fine.
I think I was gonna say AJ should have a recurring bit when he comes on these one-offs to have he's got a marker board in the back on his bulletin board. You should have a different saying on there every week, every time you're on.
Should have like a time like each day, like masturbate and just just like put it on every.
Yeah.
Just that.
I was thinking something more family friendly.
Yeah, I was thinking just some random
number 9 is alive.
Is this thing on or something? But nope, go with masturbate.
Yeah. Whatever.
You can edit that out, right?
No, I don't know how to do that. Could I guess I could bleep it out. I'll just edit. I think I can go in and edit the transcript and just take words out, but then it just nothing.
Redact, I believe is the term. Big black marks over it.
Hopefully my employer doesn't watch this because that'd be bad.
Your future employer.
Yeah, because you're a 9 lover. That'd turn off a lot of people.
Yeah.
All right, here we are. We're ready to make our picks. Tomorrow's championship game. First game tomorrow. Is it 1:00 or 1:30?
Well, your time, I think. I think 2:00 our time. Yeah.
I don't care about your time. Why would I care
You're on the
about
good.
stupid
You're on the good
schedules?
time, yeah.
Mountain time is one of the best times there is in the world.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never been part of Pacific time, but Mountain time works really good for the TV primetime TV watching because it comes on a little earlier, ends a little earlier, so it's not like because I need wind down time after the excitement
Yeah.
of games and stuff. I'm just too hyped up. I just can't go to bed right away.
That's what I said to Cindy after it's a game that I technically shouldn't care about, the Indiana Miami game. I could not like wind down. I was like awake till like midnight or whatever. Like, oh, I need to go to sleep, and it's like, why am I still have adrenaline from a college game I shouldn't care about? But I did.
You're a man.
I guess. Yeah.
We care about things that don't matter. At least I do.
Yeah. That's when you know you don't have very many problems, right? You get
Yeah.
excited about things like
Like you said, first world problems. Yeah. So yeah, it was a big. I will say today. Speaking of first world problems, today was the first day I actually got my thermostat hooked up to my phone now, so that I can adjust the thermostat
Yeah.
without
I
having to
should do that.
walk over to
I
it.
know it. I know it can. I just haven't bothered. I'm just like, it's
I
gonna
didn't
take a
even.
lot of work.
I didn't even know I could do that till today because that's the bad thing. I was
Yeah.
trying to adjust the time because the time seemed like it was off compared to my clock on the wall, and it was like it had lost time. It was like 5 minutes late. It's like, well, went on there and it's like connect to app. Oh, let me look at that.
Boomer.
Yeah.
Boomer.
So I got that working, which is great because I don't even have it programmed anymore because every time I program it, something would happen and I'd have to reprogram it and all. I just quit doing that.
Yeah.
But now I can just,
Same. I just get up and manually adjust or
yeah, if
whatever.
I'm cold, whatever. And now if I forget, because I go to bed and I forget to turn it down, I got to get out of bed and go do it. But now I can I just lower it. So.
I just don't forget
Never forget.
to turn on your thermostat at night.
Yeah. But yeah, you wait till you're my age, you'll be like forgetting everything. You'll be like,
It's all
what?
gonna be robots anyway.
What's the
Yeah, that's
thermostat?
true.
So, who wants to go first? Patriots at Broncos.
Patriots.
Well, I bet we're all in agreement here. Yeah, Patriots by 1,000,000.
I bet the next game we're all in agreement too. Actually,
I doubt it. I don't think you
probably.
guys are on.
I think so.
I don't know.
Nah, Greg won't be. I think you and I are, but I think.
Didn't I send you my? I put it in my little notes here.
Did you say? I didn't.
thought I
Let
did.
me see. Let me see. Where are you at here?
Maybe I did that afterwards.
I don't think so. Not that I see on that.
Okay.
Nope.
Oh. All right. Well, AJ, you
Surprise
can go
time.
first.
For the Rams game?
Rams at Seahawks. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm picking the Rams. Sam Darnold won't be able to perform.
Okay.
Been there.
Yeah.
They have medicine now.
I'm not frozen.
Okay. Garrett, who you got?
I got the Rams. I think AJ's boy Charbonnet. I think him being hurt, it's a little thing that I think is a big deal for the Seahawks. Actually, I think little Kenneth Walker is going to have the workload, and I don't know. I think they split the carries pretty well with those two, and maybe they'll have some. I think that they activated what's his face, Cam Akers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
who's actually decent, but I'm not a Charbonnet fan. AJ always wanted him to draft it, and he did score a lot of touchdowns. And most importantly, I think the Darnold that we all came to know last year, I think he shows up because I think McVay knows his number, and if the Rams can get the lead at all and make Seattle get out of the running game, that's when Seattle could get I won't say get the doors blown off, but Seattle could pull that out if they get the running game going and get the lead at all, but I don't think they will, and I think the Rams win.
Whoever wins this game is gonna get pounded by the Patriots anyway. So
That's not true. No.
yes.
Wrong again. Well, I'm opposite. I'm going Seahawks. I think
Loser.
the way
I was just thinking that actually. Thinking that for the last hour and 45 minutes.
Well, I kept my poker face. You didn't know I was picking them until now.
I see.
Still thought it though, right?
Yeah, well, a loser, not because I'm picking the Seahawks. I think it's a given. Look at my hat.
Is that Beaver?
Yeah, it is. You guys know it. You should say this. You should say the line. Come on.
Just had it stuffed.
Nice
beaver.
Yep, nice beaver. Thank you. You said it's stuffed and taxidermy.
Yeah, classic stuff. AJ, by the way, we saw the new Naked Gun. Did you see the new Naked Gun?
I've only seen half of it. I watched the first part, and
we thought it was hilarious. We were cracking up.
I just like I mean, it's okay. I like looking for like all the little homages, I guess, from the old one and stuff. But the first ones are just they're just not repeatable. I mean, they're just.
Yeah, I thought they did a pretty good job though, considering the first ones are so good. Anyway, back to your why Seattle? Why did you pick Seattle there?
I'm picking the Seahawks because I've lost. I mean, I was on the Rams pretty much all year. I thought they're the best team. You have a veteran quarterback that's won a Super Bowl, coach that's won a Super Bowl, and towards the end of the season here, I lost faith in them that their defense could stop anybody because Carolina ran the score up on them 2 times this year, just like nothing.
Yeah.
And
Bryce Young.
He's actually really good. I said that from the beginning that he was going to be good.
I think Carolina's better than what people.
I think what number is Bryce Young?
He's 9, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Coincidence? Probably.
Well, he's really good. He'll make the playoffs again next year.
Well, I mean, they were under 500, so I don't know if you can call them good.
Beat the Rams.
But anyway, I have lost confidence in the Rams defense. So that's my sticking point. And for me, I'm kind of like a self-sabotaging, sadistic person. So I'm just looking forward to Sam Darnold winning and just rubbing that salt in my wound and just like,
yeah,
it's like if you got a cut on your tongue and you get salt in it and just that agony. It's like you just like, yeah, I deserve this.
Such a weirdo.
Lock him up.
Yeah, I am the opposite there, and that's probably why I'm picking the Rams partially because I just can't wrap my head around Seattle being good with Sam Darnold. I just cannot. Like, he was a good quarterback for the most part with the Vikings, but there were some games that they even, not just the last 2 games, the Detroit and Rams game, in the playoffs last year, but there were some games that the Vikings actually won where he was just atrocious and terrible as a quarterback, and I expect that tomorrow. They've done their best to isolate him, or not to isolate him, to shelter him basically from being himself. And so credit to the coaching staff. But if Darnold has to win the game, they're gonna get killed. And maybe some of it's lying to myself and bias. I hate Seattle so much. I hate the team and I hate the fans with such a passion. The weird thing is I actually cheered for the Seahawks in that one Super Bowl where I don't remember who beat them, where they lost.
Patriots?
No, I was cheering for the Patriots there.
Pittsburgh. The first time?
It was Pittsburgh the first time, yeah. Because Seattle got kind of screwed, and I was kind of cheering for Seattle at the time. And then after that, the fans became so annoying. And then when we lived out there for those 5+ years, I just came to just love to hate the 12th man. Such bandwagon fans and fake fans. Ugh.
You were a Percy Harvin fan. He's number 12.
I like Percy Harvin a lot, and I liked him with the Seahawks even, but I hate the Seahawks so much, so much.
I don't know. I'm definitely not cheering for the Seahawks. But I'm just prepared myself that I think they're going to win. I think there's a home field advantage there, which it's not much, but I think it's enough. And I just don't have faith that the Rams defense can keep them in the game. I think
you might be right. I hope not.
I'm.
The Rams defense is pretty good though. Like I don't know why we're hating on them. They've played decently.
Earlier.
Let's be honest though. Let's be honest. It's going to come down to refereeing. It's going to. It's going to be who gets away with pass interference, who doesn't, and some weird call will happen.
I can envision the Rams just blowing them out of the stadium too. You have Puka. I don't know how he stopped that guy. That guy is a monster.
He's tough. He's actually bigger than what you think he is, and he's like hard to tackle.
On the other side with Adams, a dual threat like that. Seattle doesn't have that, but that JSN, Jackson Smith in Jigba, he's like a great receiver, but you see him running like wide open. There's nobody within 10 yards. It's like, how is that possible in the NFL? And the NFL defense lets him run wide open.
I've thought that about Seattle for years, though, even going back to when Russell Wilson was there. It seemed like they'd always have some receiver get way behind the defense, just wide open, and Russell Wilson would like scramble around and be like, oh, hey, there's a guy completely uncovered for some reason.
So, I don't know. Yeah, who knows? Maybe there'll be an injury. Maybe Stafford will go down or Darnold goes down.
I will say this. If Seattle wins tomorrow and plays the Patriots, which I'm again advancing the Patriots automatically, I will have to cheer for the Patriots in the Super Bowl, which I do not want to do because I don't hate the Patriots like most people. I just hate that they have a really good quarterback again after being spoiled with Tom Brady for a decade plus. And now all of a sudden they're suffering for like 2 years or 3 years. And now they're right back in the Super Bowl again. It just angers me as a Vikings fan that those fans are so spoiled. And they have the Red Sox winning World Series and being good and whatever. Just hate everything about it.
Here's a question I was trying to ponder the other day: is like, the Vikings ever had the number 1 overall pick ever?
I don't think so. I don't think so. They're not a good enough franchise to do that. Like the year they should have done that was when Andrew Luck was coming out, and they were terrible. And they actually had a chance, but they won that game against the Redskins, and that ruined everything for them. So that's when Peterson got hurt too, if my memory serves. And then the other year they should have done something like that where they could have got a higher pick was when Kirk Cousins tore his Achilles.
Oh.
Why didn't they just tank the rest of the season and trade Danielle Hunter instead of letting him walk as a free agent? Trade him you could have got a second round pick out of that or higher even. So that's what I hate about the Vikings. They're okay with being like, well, we won a few games and got to 500 again. Like, don't do that. Yeah. It's hard to sit through as a fan, but sometimes you take it for the future.
Yeah, it's like you look at these franchises that have done that. Even go back. Let's go back to the Dallas Cowboys. Got the Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, and Michael Irvin. They had that trio that they put together during that time, and then they went. I think they won because they started Aikman as a rookie, and they won 1 game.
Yeah.
But you build something like that. You don't. It's like you're never building. The Vikings never build. It's just like patchwork all the time.
Yeah.
Here.
Spend some money in free agency and get a couple guys that are good enough to win a couple games. I just hate it.
That's where 9 comes in though, because he's going to be a solid quarterback for a very long time.
Yeah. Well, again, I will say that from your lips to God's ears. I will say that because we're going to be, if that doesn't happen, it's a tear down and rebuild again. And you're looking at what, unless you totally tank, then you lose another season. So we're like 6 years away from competitive football again.
If JJ gets hurt this year, then I'll jump off that horse. But I'm with AJ on that. But if he gets hurt again with any kind of long-term injury where he misses multiple games, I'm gonna have to be concerned, and then I think you just write the season off and try to draft another quarterback next year.
Well, what do you even hear into stupid franchise management now is talking about? You hear all the rumors. Oh, they're looking at this quarterback to come in, and
it's
like, why? I mean, if that happens, if they bring someone in, that's going to piss
to compete
more.
Yeah, like they bring in like Mac Jones or whatever. Yeah, it's like
Kyler Murray.
Oh God,
that's my nightmare.
I don't think KOC would ever want him, because KOC is like a on schedule. This is my offense. You run this, and Kyler Murray is the scramble around Caleb Williams. Like, I just play football or whatever.
Backyard team.
This is my personal dream. I'm a big Kirk Cousins fan. I know he's old. If you can get him to sign as a true backup for like a reasonable amount of money, under 10 million as a backup, you're going to compete, but not really, But if JJ did get hurt, you'd have a solid person to run the offense. Not Carson Wentz.
He knows the scheme.
Yeah, and no matter what, he's still an accurate passer. Kirk was one of the most underrated quarterbacks when he was with the Vikings. They had a terrible line. You look back at some of those passes. Man.
I remember. Well, I don't know if you remember it, Garrett, but I told you, if Kirk Cousins does what he does for the next 5 years, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame, just statistics wise.
Yeah.
I thought he'd win a Super Bowl, and then he got hurt, and then everything just fell apart from there. And if he would have just given the discount to the Vikings, they kept him and everything, they'd be probably in good shape right now.
Yeah, his trajectory, that season that he was having when he got hurt was so good. He was on fire. I mean, his completion percentage, but you watch those throws he would make. They were so deadly accurate, and they were tough throws. And that's the true NFL quarterback. That's why I've always liked him, because he can make that pass. His arm was strong enough too, and he could make the long throws, the mid across the middle throws. Yeah, just it's so sad. Yeah,
and that's where Sam Darnold's got a lot of claim to fame. He throws an accurate, nice ball.
No, he does. No, he does not.
If he's
deep
not,
ball.
If he's not under pressure.
Yeah, if he has to scramble at all.
Anybody can
no.
No, yes, any NFL quarterback can throw a good
Caleb Williams?
Caleb Williams?
He's the exception because he's not that good.
Kyler Murray?
Yeah, he can. Under zero pressure, he can throw
DJ Stroud?
Yeah, under zero pressure, yeah.
I don't know, man. Not like Kirko.
Yeah, he was good. He was one of my favorite players there for a little bit.
Yeah, I just think, that was just bad luck, bad. I don't know how Kirk Cousins did it though. Oh my God. To tear your Achilles, you still just hit the jackpot in the lottery for.
I know. Yeah. Well, Atlanta, they finally fired that GM, but that was one of the dumbest off seasons I've ever seen. Terry Fontenot, their GM, was, and to sign him to that contract off an Achilles injury, and then draft a quarterback. It's like, but it was like the 8th pick too, right? I think Penix is just ahead of McCarthy, like 8 or 9. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think that really screwed up a lot of other people too, because it seemed like it came completely out of the blue that Atlanta took a quarterback on there, just like
everyone had a defensive end penciled in for them. Yeah,
but I don't know. I really have mixed feelings about tomorrow's game, though. Just like I think that the Bills Broncos are going to be a bad game, and then
that's the first game.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I don't know. The Rams, Seahawks, I think it could be a blowout either way. I think it really could get out of hand.
It should be really close. That's gonna be like a top 5 football games all time.
That, that Seattle 49ers game last week, that it could be something like that, where that really surprised me how out of hand that got. That was just non-competitive from, well, literally from the opening kickoff.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. So a question for you on the opening kickoff there. I think it's a great play by the kicker to try to
I do
to get a
too.
penalty. It's like, because you just get it's like a 15-yard penalty, right? I mean, but at least he didn't score a touchdown.
Yeah, I thought that was great too. It's like he at least tried. Could
Yeah.
have been a little better. Kick him
Yeah, he could have at least knocked him
groin.
down.
Yeah.
Oh man, can you imagine how mad the Seahawks fans would have been if he had been successful? It's almost like a guy coming off the sidelines and tackling the guy, but why not do that? Yeah.
Yeah.
They can call a touchdown on that though, right? If a guy comes off the
I think
sidelines and
so. I think that's been settled.
They're probably gonna
They do that. But I thought it just got immediately out of hand because 49ers went for it on 4th down and Seattle had called a timeout, then they ran the play and no one knew what was going on. Kyle Shanahan was just out of his mind. It was
Yeah.
then they tried to run the 4th down play again, a stupid little option play that was just terrible. They lost.
That's where they handed to McCaffrey or to Juszczyk, right?
Juszczyk, yeah.
He was trying to run it really slowly. Throw it at the last second. That was smart.
Yeah. All right. 2 hours, we made it. Yay.
We did it. We did it again. I hope everyone tunes into this. Hear our brilliance.
I'm glad we have this history. So this will be forever encapsulated in, maybe we'll send it out into space and like aliens will see it and we got to go there.
Probably. Yeah.
As I like to say,
genius
from 30 Rock, Liz Lemon, I want to go to there.
Them Heitmann boys.
Yeah.
I asked Alex if she wanted to make an appearance today. She said no. So
yeah, I'll invite. Yeah, I'll send out a special invitation to her sometime. What does she like to talk about? Football?
I don't know. Gossip. School gossip. If you want to hear Brandon Valley High School gossip, maybe.
Yeah, I do.
Know. Yeah. Who
doesn't? I can record it for posterity.
Yeah. Movies. She likes movies and TV shows, and she crochets.
Cool.
It's good. Yeah. Good podcast stuff.
You guys go to movies at the theater?
Not recently.
Not recently. We went to, what's the last movie we went to? Oh, maybe Naked Gun?
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, we used to go to a lot of movies. Honestly, when we lived in the Seattle area, we went to movies just about weekly. It felt like there because it was cheap and a really nice theater, but we've been a few times here. I still like going to movie theaters. I don't know. Usually when you know what? AJ, we went to Freakier Friday.
Oh yeah, that was okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't. Maybe the movie theaters are better. Half the time now, we try to watch a TV show or something. Sound is so bad. I cannot hear stuff. What they're saying or understand it. And I just have to rewind it.
Nope, subtitles.
Yeah, I should just put them on.
The kids started doing that for some reason. I think that's what do you guys, Gen Z or Gen Alpha, whatever it is. That's a young generation thing. Weirdly, right? Because their hearing's supposed to be better than old people. But they started doing that, and now I can barely watch anything without subtitles. But the movie theaters, there's plenty loud there. They crank it up. The thing about movie theaters, we usually go on we don't go opening weekend or whatever. We'll go late, after it's been out a couple weeks. And sometimes we're the only ones in the theater, or there's a couple people. That's the one thing about movie theater experience, that if you go and it's crowded, there's gonna be some jerk or idiot around you that ruins it somehow. So, down there it's probably crowded all the time.
Because then people, if you go I guess maybe could go to the matinee or something like that midweek. But a lot of people don't have jobs because they're,
Yeah. Protesting. They get paid protesters.
I'm talking about me. I don't have a job.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have a job.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks everybody for your input. I don't know.
Yep.
Whatever. Don't close the thing right away. Wait till it's done uploading. I'll stop the recording now, and then I don't know if does it show if it's uploading on your end or not.
Yeah, I closed it too fast last time. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you both did. So I'm going to stop the recording. So thanks. Hey, and you listeners out there and people watching, if you're watching this, I'm going to question your life.
God bless you.
Oh, don't forget
I'm questioning your life choices if you're watching this. But thank you. Thank you for listening and watching. And I hope you learned something today. I don't know if we taught it.
How could you not?
Yeah. We learned, I don't know. I'm sure there was something very, very useful we've pontificated on here. So you're welcome. So I don't know. Am I being improper if I'm thanking my viewers or thanking all our viewers and listeners, and then I'm telling them they're welcome at the same time? That's probably.
Well, no,
rude.
because they learned something. You're thanking them, but thanks for the views, but you're welcome for watching.
Yes.
This is greatness.
This is how I get paid.
Yeah. Your check's in the
It is.
mail.
Yep.
So-
For every view.
All right. I'm stopping recording and see ya.
Adios.